Hey guys, it's Annie. I've never, not that I can remember at least, I've never done a reaction video, but I'm gonna be reacting to one of my own videos. About 7 months ago, I did a video with Elizabeth April, who is this psychic channeler. She has a YouTube channel. She's an author. She's very much into aliens, and she gave me a reading, which I was honored to do because she doesn't do like one-on-one readings anymore. You don't even know the thoughts that were going through my mind as this was happening. I want to share some of my internal dialogue, as well as maybe some things that have actually came true from her predictions. What do you think? Are you excited about this? Give this video a thumbs up if this interests you. And let's do this. Hey guys, it's Annie and I have Elizabeth back on my channel. And what are we doing for this video?
Well, I'm gonna tap into your energy, see what's going on.
I was so nervous.
Good luck. Maybe introduce people to, you know, just what I do, but also a little bit, maybe a little bit of your soul as well.
Yeah.
So we'll just see what comes through. I mean, typically my sessions are an hour long, so I'll just kind of like, just whatever is most needed for you and whatever is most needed for people to observe. And
I was just sitting there thinking she's gonna be able to feel how nervous I am.
All I need from you to get started is your full name, first and last, repeated 3 times over.
Anna Marie Bardonsky. Anna Marie Bardonsky. Anna Marie Bardonsky.
So the first thing that comes up when I step into your energy is your aura. And you have a very lovely aura. Everyone has white light to their aura, but you also have a really beautiful soft pink energy in your aura.
Literally every time I've like ran into a psychic or someone who have these abilities, everyone says pink for me, like a light pink, and that it's very pleasant and sweet is what I'm always told.
So this is a good representation of your divine femininity. This is your compassion, your nurturing, your sensitivities, your empathic abilities. So your sensitivities to other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Psychic. You're clearly very much so an empath and very sensitive. You also have a lot of healing ability in you as well. Like it would be very natural for you to step into healing. So it's really beautiful. So you've got that divine feminine energy and very flowy, but also potentially very much so out of body as well. So you just have to make sure that you bring it back in.
100%, seriously.
This time, just because we just filmed another video. And then you also have this new energy that stepped in, and this is like very recent in the past like 6 months. It's all yellow and also like a yellow, but a golden, also like yellow and golden vibration. So the yellow is all about the solar plexus chakra, and it's about confidence and self-worth and empowerment, and also like knowing who you are and where you're going. But also the golden vibration is very cosmic. So you're very clearly connecting and bringing in more of your cosmic DNA and more of your cosmic self. And that's also adding to the who am I and who do I want to be? So you're really stepping into that. And it's funny, when I asked your spirit guide.
Side note, in that time frame, that's when like my, you know, I guess you could say spiritual awakening started to happen, and like my awareness of life outside of this planet and whatnot. So, I mean, she didn't know any of these details. I hadn't even spoken about it online. And I had also realized that a lot of my epiphanies were actually downloads. Which is interesting. I just thought I was brilliant and I would just blow my own mind.
Where have you been at in the past year? Like what was 2019 for you? What was 2020 for you? There was a lot of red energy, which is base root chakra, and that's all about grounding and foundations. So there's a lot of like questioning your foundations. Are these the right friends for me? Is this the right home for me, place for me? You know, financial stability as well. Like where is that coming from? And actually the words that came through as far as where you've been in the past year is, let's see if I can get the right word for this, existential crisis. There's a little bit of like a, what am I doing? Who am I? Where am I going? What's happening?
That was like the time of my entire life change, like from
6 months ago,
fully changing my life, stepping into life coaching, moving to this apartment, all of that. And it was very much like, how am I gonna do this? What am I doing? Like, how is my life changing so much? Like, how am I gonna afford this life? And it all worked out, of course, but there was definitely that like, this is scary, what's happening? But I love it at the same time.
And your guides are also saying that there's a lot that you don't know that you're about to step into, like a lot of spiritual gifts and intuition, just like heightened sensitivities. And they're chuckling. Your guides are funny. They're saying, what are they saying? Yeah. So you have the ability to tap in. Okay, you have the ability to tap in, but you get so ungrounded when you're tapping in that you can get either lost, right, in all of the energy that's around you, or B, very overwhelmed. So it's like, wow, I'm feeling, it's kind of like having like 10 dreams a night, and then you wake up and you remember all the dreams. You're like, I don't even know what to take from all of that. So that's, naturally, you're such an empath and you're so sensitive that you're picking up on so many things throughout the day, or you're getting even messages and downloads throughout the day, but they're not tangible yet for you. They're not applicable. You're like, okay, cool. What's next for me then? You know, this doesn't make sense. So they just said that the clearer you are about the path that you want to take, which you're really good at, the intention, the manifestation, the law of attraction stuff, like the clearer you are about that and the more strategic you are about how you want to get there, the easier it's going to be for them to bring you what it is that you want. And the key there is knowing what you want, knowing what that end goal is. Maybe it's an end goal for next month, maybe it's an end goal for next year, but not having any expectation over how and when and where it's all coming from, right? This is what I want. I want freedom, but I'm open to how it comes, right? So that is just more grounding for you and being more clear. It's so difficult because you're like, oh, this feels good. Yeah, let's do this. No, this feels good too. Let's go over here.
So mean.
You know, and then by the end of the week, you're just fucking everywhere. You know, you're like a little butterfly, which is nice, but also you gotta hone it in, right? So it's that reminder. And also they're talking about routines are really good for you. You gotta have more routines more often, or else you're just going with the flow, which a lot of people, especially divine masculine,
I'm very good with flow.
To know how to surrender and be vulnerable and go with the flow more, which is what you're so good at. But then you also need more of that divine masculine energy, which is, okay, cool, now what?
I have no structure, by the way.
So you're just learning that. Like, this is a really big balancing year for you.
And also, side note, as she was saying, like, a lot of my gifts would be opening up this year, and you know, I'm getting a lot of downloads and I'm taking in a lot of information, which, if these words are foreign to you, that's like psychic. That's psychic stuff, basically. So if you don't know, I have been working with my spiritual mentor Riley on mediumship and have done like practice readings. So like everything she was saying right there. And again, I didn't know I was gonna be working with Riley when we did this. So the fact that she's like, your gifts are gonna be opening up and you're like, you don't even know what you're about to step into. Very spot on.
Let's do a little chakra scan. Let's see what's going on with your chakras. Okay, lots of stuff going on in your chakras. The first one that comes is the solar plexus. It's like, literally, it's like pulsating this like yellow energy. And there's this like nervousness that you have even in this moment. I don't know if it's because I'm just reading your energy,
so nervous.
Or the thing that came is like you're really breaking free of your box. Like you're really just breaking free of whatever sort of apprehension you had to step into this. And so things are breaking down, like even right now as we speak. So that's like being very activated, but you're gonna be tested on this in relation to your throat chakra. So the second thing that really comes up is the throat, and you're good at expressing and communicating, but now that you're becoming this new person, and it's not becoming a new person, you're just stepping into who you've always been without any limitation, without any questioning and self-doubt, you know?
That's finally happening now.
You still have the self-doubt, you still have the old self kind of creeping in, saying like, is that the right decision? Should I have done that? Should I have said that? Whatever. But especially you're gonna be challenged in your communication with regards to like family. And people who don't really understand the new you, or say the most authentic version of you. It's really beautiful because I see you have a great support system in your friends, right? With your friend dynamic. So
all of that, literally, it's like terrified to open up about any of this with my family, but I have such great friends who like fully understand and get it and are in it with me, that it's like I have that. But I'm actually finally getting to the point where I haven't had these conversations with my family. But when they happen, it's probably gonna be uncomfortable, but I'm not. I was so terrified, like that confidence versus expression when it came to family, like that was paralyzing. I couldn't even talk about this stuff on my YouTube channel for so long. And look at me now, I'm just like, here we go. Mom and Dad, are you watching this?
So you don't feel a lot of that resistance because you're getting supported in the way that, oh cool, I can be myself. You know what I mean? And you're not really confronted with the family vibes too much. And when you are, you can still fit that mold. Eventually, and I want to say, just a warning, it feels like by the end of this year, you're not going to be able to fit into that mold anymore. There's just gonna be too much resistance there, you know? And so you're gonna have to kind of come out of the spiritual closet to your family.
Hey Mom, Dad, hopefully you're not watching this.
Still haven't, but
Yeah, exactly.
they're gonna find out sooner or later.
So I just see that that's going to be a bit of a challenge moving forward, and then also a challenge to believe in yourself because you still hold yourself back with doubt. Like there's still like, well, who am I? You know, well, what can I do? You know, and you doubt yourself even in your life coaching as well.
Finally
like,
getting over it.
Like, you know, how can I help this person? But you're brilliant and you just don't see that yet, right? So when the
did you hear that? I had really been getting into Elizabeth's content for her to say like, you're brilliant, you just don't see it yet. Like I was like, what? Thanks.
The only other chakra that came through here that was of significance is the Sacral Chakra, so the lower abdominal area right underneath your belly button. This is an orange energy and it's all about emotion. And so because you're naturally an empath, you're naturally an emotional person, and you naturally also pick up a lot of energy from others. So the best thing is that you've been very choosy about who's around you because of that. So in the past, even past 2 years, like you've really just like let go of people, brought new people in, like
so like my friend situation has completely changed. I have a whole different set of friends that are very aligned with obviously what I'm doing now.
But there is this work that needs to be done, and I want to tell you, you're doing it. Like it's very clear that you're doing that work emotionally, and it's like if you're having a shitty day, you're like, okay, what do you need? I'm just gonna take a bath, you know, and you go take a bath, and you're listening to yourself, and you're supporting yourself.
Baths. Definitely take a lot of those.
And then as far as like the higher chakras, the third eye and the crown is very connected. You're very spiritual naturally, but there's been this apprehension to fully step in with the third eye. So you actually block and limit a lot of your experiences that you could be having. So when you are ready, all you have to do is say, all right, spirit guides, all right, higher self, like I'm ready to like amp up my experiences. Just be cautious.
Right there where you saw my face go, I was like literally about to say it like impulsively out loud in that moment.
When you do say that, because it will amp up and you just have to make sure that you're grounded enough to process that.
Can I say it right now?
No. Don't be impulsive. Okay, I want it. I'm ready. Just bring it. Just bring it to me. Just sit in meditation, take some time, okay? And then say it when you're actually ready rather than, all right, sign me up. I'm good for this. Okay, just be grounded when you do it. All right. Okay, good. Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper. Let's take a look at some past lifetimes. Have you ever explored your past lives?
I have had, the whole past life situation was very new to me because I didn't believe in it. Because I wasn't raised to believe in it. But the more that I like done my own searching and understanding, and also just like worked with mediums and really understand how it all can work and flow together, I'm into it.
So there's a past lifetime here, and this was back in like 1400s. You were a woman, and I just keep seeing this scene of you as this woman sitting on a well. You were psychic back then. You were very intuitive. And what you did was you would sit at the well, it was quite big, and it was made of like these stone blocks, and you would give these things that you called well readings. And I'm like, okay. And so people would come over and they would like have their penny or whatever, and they would like put it into the well and they would make a wish. And what you said was, if you give me your penny, I will give you information. And so you had all these people come over and you would give information, but the information that you gave was always very coy. It wasn't very clear. So then the one day there was this man who had super low vibration, and he came over to you and he asked you for information, and you gave him some like little nugget of information, and he's like, well, that doesn't make sense. And you're like, well, I'm not the one to make this clear for you. You know, you have to discern this for yourself. And so he got so mad at you that he ended up pushing you backwards into the well, and you fell down and you ended up dying in the well. which was a very traumatic passing. I don't know if you've ever had
Falling
like
experiences?
falling issues, like fears or claustrophobia, or even like drowning or like hitting your head. Like all of those could.
Lots of like hitting my head. This vision of like falling and then all of a sudden just like all the time.
So that was traumatic for you because here you were just living your truth, you know, doing what you do, and you died because of it. And so I think part of your apprehension of opening up your third eye also comes down to that lifetime and being persecuted.
So, first of all, as she was saying that, I was like super excited, like I was a psychic in another life. Because they say it's like whatever you've been before, you can tap into that now. Like you have those natural abilities. But also very much true of like having this fear of stepping into this again. I used to like actually say, I don't want to see anything. I don't care. Like if there are any, even if it's loved ones looking down on me, like I don't want to see anything, and I don't want anyone watching me. Like I don't want it. Spirit wise, like go away. And I would say that. I would like proclaim that out loud. But as I've been working with Riley, I've also noticed this fear of like I'll do practice with her and be very accurate and stuff, but anytime she would assign me like go practice with people, I would never do it because I had this super huge fear of I'm not gonna be good enough, I'm not gonna give enough details, I'm not gonna be clear enough. And I'm like watching this back, it's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, very interesting. So there is another lifetime here. This was a long time ago, like maybe like 11th or 12th century, and I want to say it was probably around India. You were a man in that lifetime, and you were a yogi. And so I literally see you as this super cute, like little Indian man, like very skinny, and you would do crazy shit. Like you would like be able to like bend your body and flip around, and like you could also like balance on one hand your whole body. Like it was really wild what you could do. Like you were literally, you look kind of like a circus act.
I've always naturally been ridiculously flexible. Like when I was a kid, I saw this acro act and I just tried it without practicing, and I was able to do a lot of the things. Gymnastics and cheerleading, it was super easy for me to pick up like the tumbling and all of the stunts and whatnot. And I've actually had so many dreams throughout my life where in my dream, I can do all of this like balance stuff where I can just like be laying on the ground and all of a sudden pull my body up parallel to the ground and then kind of bring it up and then walk on my hands in a handstand and then contort my back and body in all these different ways. And then I wake up and I'm like, what? That was a dream? Like I'm supposed to be able to do that. That's my natural state. That's what I can do. But I can't because I'm awake now and whatever. I'm like, validation that those dreams, there's something to those dreams.
So there's another lifetime here, but it's off this planet. And
fun.
this is your very last lifetime before you came to planet Earth. So it's a very significant one. You were an angel, believe it or not, and literally like right when I tapped back in, I could see these huge wings from your shoulders, just like growing and expanding. And so I don't even call you an earth angel in this lifetime.
I've been told that before.
And so as this angel, you were working with the Galactic Federation. And for those of you who don't know what that is, you know, just check out my channel.
I was so excited when she was saying this, by the way.
You were working with the Galactic Federation, which is basically just for oneness and unity and collective consciousness for the entire universe. And so you had so much compassion and like you were so pure. That's what I would call you. It's just so pure and almost to the point where you're like innocent and naive. And so
like me,
when you made the decision, you found out about planet Earth and you're like, I need to be there. I need to help humanity. I need to help humans. Like they need us. You know, they need me. And
I've always, my whole life, this life, have had that energy with people. Like I need to help people. Anytime kids were struggling when I was like a teenager, like anytime that there was someone who was just really struggling with life and not wanting to be here anymore, I would like consume myself and try to convince them how worthy they were. And that I brought that habit into like dating people. Like I need to show them, like I would always go for what I now call fixer-uppers, where I'm like, I need to show them how worthy they are of being loved.
There was a council that you spoke to as this beautiful, like you were a female angel, and you spoke to this council and they said, if you go in with that energy of, I need to help them, like I need to give everything that I have to them, you're gonna get chewed up and swallowed alive. And it was just because you were so open and almost so innocent and naive in that way. And that's kind of the energy that you did come to this planet with, which is, let me help you, let me give you everything, you know? And then you ended up having a lot of lifetimes on this planet where you passed away early because you became the martyr and you sacrificed yourself and you sabotaged and you gave and gave and gave, and then you had nothing left. As an angel, especially a high vibrational angel, you had the connection to pure infinite source, so there was never a lack when you gave. When you came here, there was always a lack when you gave because you didn't know how to give back to yourself. That was always a natural connection to source, and in this lifetime and in many other human lifetimes, you've had to be reminded of, oh, this is what it's like to have a balance between giving and receiving. I also got a name for your angel self.
Side note, I feel like that's also so, like she was saying, like you've had lots of lifetimes where you died young because you're giving, giving, giving. I filmed a video about how I got over my fear of death and like some of the reasons why I think that I had that intense fear of death at such a young age, and I'm like, now watching this back, it's reminding me there could be attachment there. If I like died young in a lot of lives, no wonder I was at a young age, like growing up like with this intense fear of death. If it kept happening, I was probably like that anticipation of like, is it gonna happen again? So that makes a lot of sense to me.
Well, it came through quite clearly, but I'm gonna have to go back and get it. This is a name that's translated from light language into the English alphabet. So let's just see if I can get it again. Yes, here it is. It's really beautiful. It comes through as Akela, but anytime you want to connect with Akela, you just say her name, which is just you, 3 times over and bring in that vibration. Angels are really good with compassion, really good with healing, really good with inner strength. So anytime you need that extra support, you've got yourself and that parallel self who's still existing out there to come through and help you now. Awesome. So hopefully that resonates with you. And I always say, you know, after kind of doing that reading, you know, give yourself a couple weeks to just kind of process. Some people feel really tired. Some people feel really excited. You know, it's just, it really depends on where you're at. And for everyone watching, I don't do any more readings. So
special occasion.
Anyway, I think that was about it as far as the reading goes. That was super interesting to watch back and just re-spark all of those, like, ah, yes, that is very relevant, that's very relevant, that has happened, yes, 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 yes. So yeah, pretty much all of it resonated, and some has unfolded since this. So if you found this interesting, let me know your thoughts, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, maybe go reach out to Elizabeth and say, hey Elizabeth, go do another video with Annie. We would love to see that. Maybe go share this with her. If you want to share this on Instagram, tag both of us, Elizabeth April, as well as myself at OhhMyAnnie. But with that being said, I hope you're liking this content because we're gonna keep up with some more of this spiritual talk, fully unfiltered. Here we go. All right, well, thank you for sticking around and watching, and I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye guys.